Okay. So last class, what I was dealing with how to reduce A so that you get a solution. The linear equation when you write in terms of matrix A and X, and that is equals to B, Ax equals to B. And if you are not able to solve these equations, simultaneous equations, that is the variables U, V, W, Y, you can reduce that matrix A to echelon form, okay, and then solve the expression, or you can reduce the U form to R form, that is reduced row reduced echelon form. Okay, so this was so last example what I have taken, the same example I have taken here. So after reducing A to U and U to R, we had got this. Okay, so what were the Piot variables? So Piot variables were, which is the first in the row, the first non-zero integer is the Piot variable. So U is a Piot variable, and coming to the second row, this is the first non-zero. So this is your V. So this is your Piot variable. This is your Piot variable. This is the coefficient of U. This is the coefficient of V. This is the coefficient of W, and this is the coefficient of Y. So when I'm telling you that, so W is the Piot variable and coefficient of U, one of the U is Piot variable. So U is Piot variable. The first Piot variable and the next Piot variable will be always right of the previous Piot variable. Okay, it lies always here. 3 is right to the Piot variable 1. Not, you will not get next Piot elements at the left hand side. You will be getting it as the right hand side of the Piot elements. Okay, now when I am reducing that U to R, row reduced echelon form. So here also this is U itself is a Piot and W itself is the Piot element. So you can say U and W are Piot variables. Okay, Piot variables, and V and Y are the free variables. Okay, and now let us say here the number of Piot variables are 2. What is the size of the matrix? M cross N. M is 3 and N is 4. That is the variables are 4 and M is 3 rows. Okay, out of which 2 are the Piot variables and 2 are the free variables. Okay, so here the number of Piot variables, that gives you the rank of the matrix. We say the number of Piot elements is equals to the rank of the matrix. So rank of the matrix is equals to 2 in this case. Okay, because the number of Piot variables are 2. One more thing I am telling you here is, one more concept is that when the number of free Piot elements, if the number of Piot elements is equals to n, okay, if the Piot elements are equals to n, then you will not get any expression that will have all zeros in its row. If the Piot variables is equals to n, that is if I get all the all the 3 rows, if I get a Piot element, then you can say that the rank of the matrix is equals to m. Sorry, this should be m. Okay, so number of Piot rows. If we are in each rows, if I am getting a Piot variable, then the rank of the matrix is equals to m. And one more thing is that you will have this is this matrix or this expression is solvable. You can see here one of the expression is like 0x equals to 0. This is the what you are getting at the end. See here, this one or this. Either you can look at the U or you can look at the R. What you are getting from this last row, what you come to know? 0 into x, coefficients are all 0. 0 into variables U, V, W, Y is equals to 0. If it is equals to 0, then only it is solvable. If I say 0x is equals to something 3 or 4, if you are getting here instead of 0, this is that the system is not solvable. Clear? The system will not be solvable. I cannot say that 0 multiplied with, if the coefficients of all the variables are 0, then I cannot say it will be equal to sum of the constants, right? So What is that? That means this is not solvable. It will always 0x equals to 0. Then the solution is attainable. This is one criteria. Another criteria is that when you get a free variables, like you are having free variables, if you are getting a free variables, you will have n number of solutions. If you are not getting any free variables, if your part variables are equals to the number of rows, so all the rows you are getting a part variable, then what you can say, if we are part in if all the three rows you are having a part variable, if you are not getting any rows with 0x equals to 0, that is free variables. If you are not getting those that things, then you will get free variables. Or you can say if you don't have any free variables, if you say if you have any no free variables, then you will have only single solution. You will have only a single solution, unique solution. You can solve the system, but there is only single solution. If you get a free variables, like if you get any of the terms like 0, 0, so automatically what will be that? That sum of the free variables will be present. So what will be the number of free variables? Number of free variables will be like the number of, what are the number of variables you are having here is 4, right? So what will be the, this one, number of variables, that is equals to n, u, v, w, y, that is your number of columns will be equals to your number of variables. So number of variables are 4. If your rank of the matrix or the Piaget variables are 2, then this will be the number of free variables. Okay, the number of variables minus the Piaget variables will be equal to your free variables, right? So if the number of if any free variable is present, you will not have a single solution, but you will have infinite or many solutions. You will have infinite, or you can say many number of solutions. If you don't have any free variables, you will have a unique solution, single solution will be present. Is it clear, all the concepts? Did you get my points? Shravani, Yashwant?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Shall I move to the solving of this? Okay. So if I am going to solve this, how I am going to solve this? See here, to solve any expressions, if you are solving any expressions, so you are reducing a to u. So many of the times we will not be able to solve with a matrix. So we will reduce it to u matrix, or we will reduce it to R matrix and then solve. So if I am taking u. So if whenever you are solving a equation, so you will always have a particular solution. So variable x equals to, you will have a particular solution and we will represent it as xp, plus you will have a null solution, null space or null solution. So we will represent that in terms of xn. Okay, you will have a particular solution as well as a null solution. So when you are solving a particular solution, so particular solutions is when you are having, when you are substituting b values, when you are solving ux equals to c, or you can say we'll always tell it as solving ax equals to b. Solving ax equals to b every time means solving ux equals to c or rx equals to d. Okay. So that will be your particular solution. And what will be your null solution? Ax equals to 0. If I am substituting all this as zeros and then solving the variables values, if I am trying to find out the variable values, then that I call it as a null solution. Okay, null space solution or a null solution, and this will be the particular solution. Okay, in the how to see here, let me solve ux equals to c. How do I write? So first step is that you write the expression now. Okay, whatever you have got, the expression, you solve it. So what are the expression I am getting it from the first? So always start with the lower. So here 0y equals to 0, leave this 0, all zeros you leave that as it is. and moving on to the previous, we will be going backwise. Okay, so here second row, from the third row I have all zeros, leave it, because 0 into all the variables is equals to 0. We don't have anything to find there. So next row you will get here 3w plus 3y. Okay, 3uvwy, right? 3w plus 3y equals to how much? Equals to 3. So always write, after writing this expression, try to equate this expression in terms of the part variables. Which is your part variable? W is your part variable. So write in terms of W. What you will be getting it here? If I am writing it, so I will be getting it as 3W, or if I divide it by 3, I will be getting it as W equals to 1 minus Y. Or you can say, if you want, if you are getting confused, 3W equals to 3 minus Y. So W will be equals to what? 1, 3 minus 3Y, 1 minus Y. Is that right? Start from the lower rows. So from leave the all zero row. So leaving all zero row, I am getting 3. So write this expression in terms of the part variables. Is it clear? Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next row is the previous. Next row, that is we have completed second row, first row. So from first row, u plus 3v plus 3w plus 2y, okay, is equals to, what was it? I got 1, 3, 2, right? 2y equals to 1. So from this, what is the part variable? U is the part variable. So I will be writing it in terms of U. U equals to 1 minus 3V minus 3W plus, minus 2Y. So substitute this W. You should not have any part variables at the right hand side. So substitute for W, it is 1 minus Y. So if I take it here, my 1 minus Y, what I will be getting? Minus 1, right? And plus Y. If I substitute for 3W, so what I will be getting? Minus 3 and minus minus plus 3Y. Okay, so what will be the answers? Minus 3 plus 1, that will be minus 2, and minus 3V, and here what I am getting? Plus 3Y plus minus 2Y, I will be getting it as minus Y. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Are everybody clear with that? Yes?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now how to write the solution? So this we have, see here, we have kept B as it is. So B is present, that is Ux equals to C, that is present. So now this will be a particular solution. We are solving this. So how do we write that? So we will be writing X equals to, okay. So take the free variables. Writing this is W and U. You are having W and U. Try to write the free variables. What will be the free variables? Your free variables are U and this one. V and Y are your free variables, right? So write the expression in terms of U and V and Y. So if I am writing V and Y, what I will be writing? V, okay? V. So what is the coefficient of V in U, V, W, Y? Like that I will be writing. What will be the coefficient of V in the expression of V, U, V, W, Y? See here, for U and W you will be taking it here, and for rest others you will be substituting by yourself. So that is, what is the coefficient of V in U? You have the expression U here, U equals to minus 2, that is U equals to minus 2 minus 3 plus Y, right? What is the coefficient of V in U?
-3. -3.
minus 3. So write that minus 3. Next, what is the coefficient of V in V? So V is equals to V. So it is a variable that is present. So I'll write it as 1. It is the variable itself. So I'll write it as 1. And now what is the coefficient of V in W? What will be the coefficient of V in W? You have a W. What is the coefficient of V in W? It is not present. V is not present. Put it as 0. Okay. And what is be the value of V, coefficient of V in Y? I will not have expression of Y here. I will not have an expression of Y because the part variable W and U. So it will be equals to 0. Okay. So this will be coefficients of V. Got it? How to write? See, whenever you are having one free variable, this is one free variable and this is free variable. So you are writing for V. So it will be 1 and here it will be 0. And whenever I am writing for U, it will be 0 and this will be 1, alternate. And the coefficient, these are the part variables. You have to check where it is V. V is not present, 0 in W, and in U it is minus 3, write it as minus 3. So plus another free variable, that is Y. Another free variable is Y. So in Y, what is the coefficient of Y in U? Again U, V, W, Y only. So first if I write the free variables Y, V it will be 0 and at the Y it will be 1. So writing for U, what is the coefficient of Y in U? See here, it is 1. In coefficient of Y in the equation U is 1. Okay, 1. And the coefficient of Y in W it is minus 1. And in equation V it will be 0 and that is Y it will be 1. Understood? 1 second. Is it clear to everyone?
Ma'am,
yes, Vivina?
Ma'am, will you explain it once again, ma'am? Coefficients, ma'am.
See here, you will have always equations. Number of part variables are U and W. Okay, so you will have only two equations W and U. Okay, you have to rearrange. Yeah, when you are writing these two equations, first you start it from the lower lower rows, so that you can substitute that lower values here. Okay, so when you are writing these expression, always write these expression in terms of W and U. Why W and U? W and U are the paired variables. So write in terms of paired variables and write here the free variables. Free variables are V and Y. Write that. In now, so for free variables V, just write the coefficients of V present in U, present in V, present in W and present in Y. Okay. So now what is the value of V in the W? In this order, same order we have to write. What is the coefficient of V present in U? So U and W I have equations, but V and Y I will not have expression. When I am writing for V, I will take V as 1, Y as 0. When I am writing for Y, I will be taking Y as 1 and V as 0. This is for free variables. Either one will be 1 and the other will be 0. Here one is V is 0 and Y is 1. Here V is 1, Y is 0. This you understood, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now in W and U, this one. So like first row and the third row. This one and this one. In W, what are the coefficients of V? V you don't have in W. Sorry, U. First row is U. Coefficient of V is minus 3. Write it here. Coefficient of Y is 1. Write it here. Okay. This is So first I will complete this. Coefficient in U, coefficients of V is minus 3. Coefficient of in W, that is first this one. U, V is minus 3, Y is minus plus 1. V minus 3, Y is plus 1. That I will write down. And here in coefficient of W, W comes the third row. So what is coefficient of V in this? V is 0, Y is minus 1. V is 0, Y is minus 1. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once you may find it confusing, but when you start solving and writing by yourself, because that is that becomes your basic. Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is your particular solution. XP. So how can you get a particular solution CRC? So one of the possibility is that you can make V equals to 0, Y equals to 1. This we call it as a special solutions. One of the solutions, how do you can say V, if I make V equals to 0, I will get the Y value. Okay, so U equals to 1Y, V equals to 0Y, W equals to minus Y, Y equals to Y, right? So another case is that I can make this V equals to 1 and Y equals to 0. These we call it as a special solutions. You can have many n number of solutions. When I said n number of solutions, because one of the row was totally 0, when one of the row is totally 0, so you can get n number of solutions. So one of the simplest solution is we can say V equals to 0, Y equals to 1, or either way, or you can have any combinations of V and Y. It's not that you cannot take 2 and 1 or something like that. You can take any number. So only we have many number of solutions. Many solutions are possible. Is it clear? Is it clear? Shravani?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Akash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that was about particular solution. Now about the null solution. How will we be solving? Ax equals to 0. So either ux equals to 0 only. If I am reducing the matrix A to U or U to R, so always what I'll have? I'll have this equals to 0 itself. Any row multiplication or addition or subtraction, whatever row manipulation I am doing, this part always remains 0 if I am taking Ax equals to 0. If I am taking this, substituting this as 0, what will be this side? If I reduce A to U, it will be 0 only, right? If I reduce U to R, that time also right hand side will be 0. Is that right? So now solve this, what we will be getting? First last row leave as it is, and the previous row 3W plus 3Y equals to 0. So what I will be getting? 3W equals to minus 3Y, that is W equals to minus Y. Okay. Another solution I will be getting U plus 3V plus 3W plus 2Y equals to 0. So what I will be getting? If I substitute this W as minus Y, I will be getting U 3V plus minus 3Y plus 2Y equals to 0. So what will I get? If I solve this, U equals to minus 3V, and here I will be getting minus Y. So when it goes right hand side, plus Y. Okay. So what I will be getting? Minus 3V plus Y. Okay. So now what will be your one second. I have, because I didn't get the what I got. What was the values here?
-210, ma'am.
Minus 130, right?
130.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the three variables b and y? Yes. 1 second. What was this solution? -3. From this expression itself, we will solve xn, that is null solution, that is ax equals to 0. What you are, how you can solve is that instead of making it zeros, 0, 0, 0, so from this expression, that is Pyatt expression w and u, what you do is substitute the free variables equals to 0. Okay, substitute for ax equals to 0, so you have the expression w equals to 1 minus y and u equals to minus 3v plus y minus 2. So we are always the Pyatt variable expressions are in terms of the free variables, right? So you have the free variables v and y. So if you substitute free variables equals to 0, so you will be getting nothing but, if you are substituting free variable equals to 0, you will be getting what? You will be getting a constant. You are just going to write the constant. So this become constant is 1 and here it is minus 2. So just write the null solution xn equals to, what are the constants here? This is minus 2. First you are going to write about u. So u constant is minus 2 and free variables are 0, as I told you, u, v and y, if you substitute equals to 0. So v and y are substituted 0. In w, what is the constant? That is 1. If I substitute free variable equals to 0, that is y equals to 0, that time I will be getting 1. Or you can just say that take the constant, that is 1. So this will be your null solution. Is it clear? From the expression, you came to know free variables, you will be writing coefficients of free variables. Along with that, you will be writing only the constants. That constants itself, we can call it as xn. So your total solution will be, that is complete solution. What will be a complete solution? Particular solution plus xn, that is minus 2, 0, 1, 0. This will be your complete solution. Is it clear? Vivina?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how you are going to solve. So let us take another example. I'll take simple example. Find the value of So your expressions are first in the expression form. So these are the given expressions. You have to find the value of C so that it makes the value of C, when you choose, it makes it possible to solve Ax equals to B. So how you are going to solve it? First write down the coefficients of U, coefficients of V, W, here from the first equation, second equation, third equation. So I will be writing coefficient from the first equation 1, 2. That is 1, 1, 2. You can take it as 1, 1, 2. From the second expression, 2, 3, minus 1. From the third expression, 3, 4, and 1. So put a dashed line here and write down B here itself. Okay, while solving. So it becomes 2, 5, and C. This is your B. So A and B values we have written. Now reduce this to, if we want to solve this, so reduce it to what? The U form, echelon form, or later you can reduce it to the row reduced echelon form also. So to reduce to echelon form, what is your first step? What is the first step? First row, first non-zero element, right? Make below those two elements, make them 0. This 2 and 3 you have to concentrate on making it 0. So what I can do, 2 equals to, I can say 2 times of R1 minus R2, and R3 equals to 3 times of R1 minus R2. So what I will be getting? Okay. So we will be writing B here itself, because when you are changing, the values of B also changes. So only we call it as Ux equals to C. 2 R1, that is 2, minus R2, that becomes your 0. Okay. And here 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. Okay, or you can take the other way around also. It is not that you have to take 2r1 minus r2. I can even take it as
R2 minus 2 R1.
like this also you can take. Okay, it's not that this is wrong or this is wrong. Anything you can do. If you want this to be positive, you can go for r2 minus 2 r1 also. So if I take r2 minus 2 r1 and r2 minus 3 r1, so this is the lower values, I'll be getting positive. So I'll do this positive. Okay. So 2 minus 2, I'll be getting 0. 3 minus 3, 2 minus 2, 0. 3 minus 2 plus 1 and minus 1, and here it is again you will be getting minus, note to border, minus 1, and here 4, minus 4, minus 5. Okay, at least pilot element is positive, don't, and here 3, I'll take it as r2 minus 3 r1, r3 minus 3 r1, 3 minus 3, 0, 4 minus 3, 1. Okay, and here 1, 6, minus 5, and what about this? Here 5 and 4, right? 1, and here C 3 times of R. Is this right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now your second row, first non-zero is this one. Below that you make this equals to 0. So to make that equals to 0, what I can apply?
R3 minus R2, ma'am.
Just R3 equals to R3 minus R2, right? So what I'll be getting? 1, 1, 2. This is 2. 0, 1, minus 5. This is 1. And here 0 minus 0, 1 minus 1, 0, minus 5 of minus 5, that becomes 0, right? And C minus 6 minus 1. What I have? C minus 7. So is it reduced to echelon form?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Does this say row reduced echelon form? Does it represent R? This is U, okay. See here, it is not R because the piot elements are 1, but the elements below and above the piot element should be 0 for R. So here it is 1, that is okay, and here below 0, here also below 0, but above this it is 1. If you want to make this 1 equals to 0, you can subtract R1 minus R2 so that this 1 minus 1 becomes 0 and 1 is remained as it is, and that becomes your R. Okay, you can even solve R or you can even solve U. Okay, echelon form. Now tell me what should be the value of C so that it makes it possible to solve AX equals to B. Now actually this is what U. This is in the form it's not necessary that you have to write this one. Here itself you can answer me. So look at this matrix and tell me when will be this system solvable?
When C minus 7 equal to 0.
Yes, I told you the system is solvable. Last row, so it should be from these 2 rows we will not come to know. From the all 0 rows, that is 0x equals to, it should be 0. Then only it is solvable, right? So here, so to get, if the system has to be solvable, that is C minus 7, it should be equals to 0. So C should be equals to 7 so that you can solve this equations. Is it clear? So if I am solving this, let this C be equals to 7, and if I substitute that, what will be the complete solution for this equations? See, what are the Piot elements? U is Piot element, V is a Piot element, and W is a free variable. See, U and V Piot variables, and W is a free variables. If you get one free variable, that is at least one row which is all zeros, then you get n number of solutions. So here you can say the expression. What are the expressions you can have? One is U minus 5, last expression, that is V minus 5 W equals to 1. So V equals to 1 plus 5 W, one expression. Another one is U plus V plus 2 W equals to 2. So from this what you will be getting? U 1 plus 5 W plus 2 W equals to 2. So you can write it as U equals to, if I take this side, it becomes 2 minus 1, that is 1, and 7W, that is minus 7W. Okay. So you have U and V expression. Okay. So only one free variable. So particular solution will be, that is free variable, which is free variable W. So write the coefficients of W in U, V, W. So in U, it is minus 7. In V, it is plus 5. In W, it will be 1. U, V, W. W itself, only one free variable. And what will be your null solution? Null solution, when you substitute in this equation, free variables equals to 0. So if I substitute W and W equals to 0, free variable value equals to 0, what is the constants of the free value? I am getting this 1 and this 1. In V, it is 1. In U also it is 1. So the remaining, so it is equals to, that is U, V, W. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So for today I'll end the class here itself, and some more problems we'll solve on this